60 days, that's how long Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan has to ensure all hospitals, clinics, schools and police stations have uninterrupted electricity supply. This after court action by Action SA, UDM, IFB and 17 other seeking to declare government's response to blackouts a breach of the Constitution. Joining me now is UDM leader Bantu Holomisa. Mr. Holomisa, you must be pleased with the outcome of this court ruling.
We are indeed, and I guess also that the other 17 applicants are also happy. We have actually exposed this arrogant government that they are very, very careless for them to not to be aware that at least the hospitals should always have electricity 24 hours. And many other areas which have been identified, like schools, as well as the police. So we are happy.
So, just to go back and to hear what Mr. Andre de Ruyter, former Eskom CEO, said. He warned that if we were to halt load shedding to hospitals, schools, and of course public stations, this could trigger massive blackouts. Of course, given how embedded these institutions are on the Eskom grid, isn't that a major concern?
It cannot be a concern, especially coming from those discredited people who have been asked for years to solve the problem of electricity in this country. And when we now force them to court to come and account, then they come up with feeble excuses, like you have just narrated. So he failed in Eskom, even in court, because he cited that in his papers in court, and the court has overruled them, precisely because in the last decade, they have failed to address this issue. It's not an issue which comes yesterday. It's been here since 2009 or something like that.
And of course, Minister Gordhan, he is now expected to make sure that there's generators at these institutions. There's also, enough supply of diesel for these generators. Do you think this is a possible task for the minister? And also given 60 days, that's a short amount of time, isn't it?
You must remember that we are trying to save lives of the people, especially in the hospitals. So they need to prioritize this work. I'm sure if they go back to court and say, yes, we want to start with the hospitals first to make sure that they are safe, and then go to the next one, which is law enforcement agencies, police, and so on. But that 60 days is enough. They have been given over 10 years to sort out this problem. I'm happy that they will have to work round the clock. They are fast asleep.
And let's talk about Treasury. Do we have budget to make sure that this is implemented?
Well, you are asking a wrong person in terms of that. What about the budget, the billions which they normally misuse over the years? Auditor General's report will tell you that this government every year, an average of 40-50 billions goes down the drain. If they had used that money correctly, we wouldn't be in this problem. In fact, de Ruyter himself did confirm what we already knew about the Chancellor House and Hitachi, which took billions from Eskom and took them to Luthuli House. So the sooner the ANC pays back that money, the better, so that we can buy these other instruments which are needed to generate electricity in this country.
And we heard earlier today, of course, the Minister of Electricity now Ramokgopa, he said the next 150 days will be crucial when it comes to electricity supply in the country. Of course, we are looking between 32,000 megawatts and 37 that will be increasing in demand because of winter. This also now, and then having to make sure that there's electricity at all these other institutions that we mentioned, it will have a very, heavy effect on the grid and for the rest of South Africa.
Who do you believe from the government side? Because they have been telling us all sorts of stories. The reasons for load shedding is either the coal is not good quality, the coal is wet. Who's fooling who here? So I can't even take that gentleman seriously. I think he should just be appointed as one of the engineers at Eskom and stop spinning the crisis which we are in.
And of course, taking a look at electricity supply when it comes to these other institutions, do you think that more can be done to make sure that we get to other sources of electricity very sooner, like Hufkie said today as well?
Well, this country is fortunate in that we have an energy mix. We've got coal, we've got access to nuclear, we've got renewables, you name them. So if there is a political will, they would have long been, this crisis would have long been solved. But you don't know what game are they playing, because they are also, that is the ruling party, has benefited out of the Eskom crisis, like the Hitachi Chancellor House deal. So I don't trust them.
And do you expect any appeals, coming from this ruling now by the court, or do you think it will be smooth sailing and they will have to do, like you said, the minister has to do, and make sure that all of these generators and diesels implemented and also distributed to the various sectors that need it?
If they appeal this judgment, that would mean that they have no shame in wanting to kill people in the hospitals. So if I were in their boots, or if I were to advise them, I would say, let us accept this judgment and apologize to the nation, because the reason why we are in this mess is because of maladministration perpetrated by the eNCA government.
Thank you so much. That was UDM leader Bantu Holomisa giving us his update there on the court ruling, where we now know that Minister Pravin Gordhan will have 60 days to make sure that electricity is supplied to those sectors that need it: hospitals, police stations and schools in the country.